Okay, Miss Brown, how are we doing today?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. All right, so throughout this process, you may see me taking some notes. That's just me keeping up with everything we have going on here today. Are you okay with that?
Yes, that's fine.
All right, and I am aware of what we talked about last time. So if you want to just pick up where we left off or just tell me what's been going on with you.
Um, Recently my cousin got married over the weekend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good for her. Um, so she recently got married at the wedding, and of course there were drinks because she drinks not as much as I have, but like the family overall just has drinks for like occasions and stuff. Um, I did, in a way, got kind of overwhelmed because, I'm trying to go through the whole process of becoming sober and just getting over everything and just learning how to deal with life like a normal person would, I guess you can say. So it kind of got overwhelming. I just found myself crying, kind of just running away, trying to just take a moment. Definitely had to call my mentor and just talk to her about everything. Um, of course, I didn't want to find myself drinking and then later on going home and just, drinking and then just feeling like the whole process and everything that I went through was just a waste because I feel like I definitely came way too far to kind of just mess everything up.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing is that you had some triggers. Um, you had some symptoms going on. It sounds like you went to a wedding and there was a lot of drinks, and that can be very tempting. And I'm so, first of all, let me congratulate you and say how proud of you I am that you walked out of there. And you could have just gave in at that moment and said, hey, I'm gonna just have one drink and have fun, and then that could have went back into a whole addiction.
Right.
But it's okay. I'm so proud of you that you stuck to, your AA and everything that you've been going through and your process and how far you have came.
Thank you.
And also, that could be very challenging. But what I'm hearing is that you didn't want to pick up, and you did the most positive thing anyone could do. You went out and you talked about it. You let those feelings out. You released it, so you wouldn't just indulge back in the bottle.
Right.
That is awesome. So ultimately, after you talked to your mentor and after you went through everything that you went through with the whole symptom process, how did that make you feel?
I then began to realize, I did come too far. Just noticing or realizing where I want to be with my future and with life. And just looking over everything, I definitely do not want to go back. That was just a horrible time, very miserable, depressing, and it's just not where I want to be. I feel like I'm still young. I have a whole future ahead of me, so I just felt like the call just definitely helped. Just brought me to realize that I need to be stronger than alcohol and not the alcohol being stronger than me. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So you have excellent coping skills. You followed through with everything you've been going through. You realized the process and how far you made it, and you just didn't want to give up and turn back.
Right.
But that's also okay. We're human. We make mistakes.
Right.
It's a tough world out there, and there are triggers. And sometimes we got to look at it as, even if you would have made that mistake, that it was just a minor setback, for a major comeback was to come. But like I said, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. And you did the right thing. I couldn't think of anything that you could have did more positive. And I say just keep going on what you're doing. Keep coming to see me. Keep going to talk to your mentor. Keeping up with your AA meetings. Following through with your coping mechanisms, whatever that may be for you. Working out, taking a walk, talking to friends, just releasing some pressure altogether.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So tell me some other coping skills that you think helped you through this in a long-term process. Like after the wedding was over and you got home, did you go home and think about alcohol, or was it just out of your mind?
I definitely went home and thought about alcohol. Kind of thought what would have happened if I did take the drink and I didn't take the steps in calling her. Kind of did have a little breakdown just because it's just a lot. It's overwhelming at times. just trying to get to where I want to be, and having obstacles of like there's going to be drinks, there's going to be people with drinks, there's going to be parties and stuff like that, and just learning how to control myself, but also not be too harsh on myself, which I feel like that's kind of also what led me into drinking, just being like hard on myself with like school, family, and just like everything else.
So it kind of sounds like you need to find like a medium balance between life and drinking, because drinks are everywhere, right? They're going to be at the store. They're going to be when you go out with your friends. If you go out to eat, there's always drinks. Right. But you just staying positive and saying, hey, I came too far. Just always in your mind, even if you got to take a second and say, excuse me, go in the bathroom, give yourself a pep talk, look in the mirror. Hey, I came too far. I can do this. You know, meditate. Just let it out. Sometimes cry, punch something, whatever you need to do to release the pressure. Because ultimately, I think when people are drinking, it's all the pressure that's built up, and then alcohol is like a release. Yeah. So another way to release that pressure could be, like you said, talking to a friend, or just taking a minute if you're in a restaurant to say, hey, they're drinking, but I'm going to just take my time. Or another thing, too, that could be to not associate with people who drink. But when you're at a wedding and things like that, I understand that's totally a normal environment for that. But ultimately, you're doing an excellent job. I'm so very proud of you. I'm sure your family is as well. All you need to do is just believe in yourself and just keep on doing your process, and what you're doing is working for you, let me tell you. Keep up with your coping skills, the AA meetings, the sober friends and people who support you. Also, keep coming to me, you know, so we can have our talks, and everything should work out for you. I think you're going right down the right path. Just keep up the good work, and I'm so happy to hear everything positive is working out for you.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you today, and I will see you next time.
Alrighty. Thank you.